I used to be obsessed with this music video from this artist called FKJ. He's playing a set on this ethereal mirrored plain, the salt flats in Bolivia. As soon as I saw it, I knew I need to go there. We're on a journey through some of the most rugged, desolate terrain imaginable. High altitude deserts, lonely lakes and wind-blasted plains until we reach that one moment, the salt flats.
So this morning we are going to Bolivia. As always in Atacama, it's like a super early start, so it's 5:50 in the morning.
We sat in the dark in a queue of cars waiting for the border to open.
Lots of vans in a line. We're having a little breakfast outside our van that's taken us here.
Coffee in hand, bread on the dash and eggs sizzling somewhere behind the dust. When the border opened, we drove into a small building, got our exit stamps.
I think this has to be one of the most scenic border crossings of all time.
And then rolled through the volcanic no man's land and crossed into the Bolivia side. We joined our group of 6.
It doesn't look at you, huh? I could have taken your passport. I would have also that.
Met our guide Gio, who told us today was going to be tough because of the altitude. Our Jeep had our bags tied to the roof, water tank strapped down, all covered in a tarp to protect it from the dust. This road is otherworldly as you cut through the arid landscape in your Jeep.
We left Chile this morning at 5:50 in the morning and it is now 9:45, so it took us 4 hours to get from Chile into Bolivia. Most of that was kind of waiting at different checkpoints and things, but at least we're finally here.
We reached Laguna Blanca, a salt lake sitting around 4,350 metres elevation. Mineral-rich waters that give it a pale, milky colour. The landscape as you drive continues to change and surprise you.
Just epic as we drive along these dusty roads alongside these big colourful mountains. I don't know why they're so colourful, but they're kind of like blue and green and all sorts of colours. It's very cool.
And before long, we'd reached our lunch spot at Poloque's hot springs.
We've been to many hot springs, but I think this has to be one of the nicest sceneries of any that we've been to. Just this big, flat plain of, I don't know what it is, if it's a lake or salt lake or something with mountains around it.
A natural thermal pool sunken into the ground and surrounded by desert and steam curling around you.
I can't wait to get in.
It felt like being at the edge of the earth.
So we've been in the hot pools, which were nice and hot, and now we are sitting down for some lunch.
We hit the road again and stopped by the bubbling geysers.
And we are now at almost 5,000 metres, and you can definitely feel it. Air is thinner, more difficult to breathe, got a slight headache, and it absolutely reeks of sulphur here.
This again feels like another planet, watching the ground bubble beneath your feet. Definitely not a place you'd want to lose a hat. And Thomas lost his hat, straight into the wind and into the geyser.
How does the hat smell?
It doesn't smell too bad, actually. It's quite fine.
The local cure for the altitude in Bolivia is coca leaves.
They're coca leaf sweets, but they're not exactly sweet, but they definitely help with the altitude, I think.
They come in many forms: sweets, chewed leaves, tea, and they've been used by the Andean people for thousands of years to offset the high altitude effects. It was time to eat some sweets and get back on the road to Laguna Colorada, the Red Lake.
And there is 40,000 flamingos, but I may have pulled that number out of thin air.
Its red-pink hue comes from the algae and minerals that thrive in the shallow, salty water.
This is a really amazing landscape. Like every bit we drive takes us to a different place with different scenery. And here in particular, you've got these pink lagoons that are so pink, not like a little bit pink, really, really pink. And then all of these thousands of flamingos in them as well. I've never seen so many flamingos.
The flamingos feed on the same algae and so their feathers turn pink. And this stop was incredibly pink, very windy and just surreal. We drove through more landscapes and into the night before we reached our bed.
Which is just in the middle of nowhere. Just these lights and these buildings, which is pretty nice. We've got our own rooms, which is good. Some shared bathrooms and showers.
Soup, eggs, coca tea and a well-deserved sleep.
Here's the funny thing, 2 funny things. One, I bought some water and the guy didn't have change. So I was like, give me change in the form of sweets because he had a shop and he gave us all of these sweets. So now we have a load of sweets. Number 2 is that this is our room, by the way. Didn't tell you that, but this is our room. And we have a bathroom as well, an ensuite bathroom, but it is locked. there's a lock here. And that is because if you want to unlock the bathroom, then you need to pay the equivalent of about $30 US. Otherwise, you can have the room with the locked bathroom. We're not paying $30 US for the bathroom. We will use the shared one. But if you do want it, it's there. They will unlock it if you pay.
Good morning.
We woke early with, surprise, surprise, another Coca tea, which genuinely was helping, and then loaded our Jeep. This morning was all about rocks.
This morning, coming to visit these giant magma rock formations, one of which looks like the World Cup, and it actually does look like the World Cup.
This desert has amazing rock formations that have shaped over thousands of years by wind and erosion. You can climb up, over and through these huge chunks of stone. And yes, there's even a rock that looks like a camel.
And our quilt yesterday was made of llama fur. I checked and confirmed that with the guide, so I think that will also be cool. See the source of our quilt.
Then we saw them all. The tall-necked, majestic llamas cruising around the plains like they own them.
We're in these fields, just like full of llamas. I've never seen this many llamas before. And so up close, there's giant llamas, there's baby llamas. They are so cute. So cute. I feel like it's the kind of thing where here it's just so normal. But for us to see this many llamas is just crazy. Oh, look at those llamas. Look at what they've got on their ears.
And like protective owners, there was even one llama that literally charged the group.
This is llama that's attacking people. Why was it attacking us?
Out of the blue, like
It's still looking at us.
Before we reached our lunch stop in a remote, dusty village.
I just can't even imagine living here. Like, it is so desolate. There's nothing here.
Nice to visit, but not to live, like Paris.
Like Paris.
The next town we reached was San Cristobal, one of the larger ones in the area.
It's actually quite a cool place. Real mix of like modern-y looking things, very like derelict, single-story things, and tourists.
We were heading to the market when, I kid you not, there was a huge celebration for the market's anniversary.
Happy 25 years to the supermarket. I'm glad we've been here to celebrate it. Such a special day. That's why we planned our trip, so we could be here for it.
With a live band, children playing in the streets, and locals mingling in dusty sunlight. It definitely had local vibes. Our penultimate stop was a random one, but one of the coolest. We visited a train cemetery in Uyuni.
Which is actually a really interesting place. There's a lot of minerals here in Bolivia. Mines for silver, which they still have, gold. And in the 1800s, Western countries, England, wanted to extract and take these minerals. So they came and brought these trains to transport the minerals across the country. Now, they still have a working train track, but these old trains, a lot of old steam locomotives, are just left here.
Cool trains, a crazy backdrop, and a reminder of human ambition meeting rugged terrain.
I've never been on top of a train before, let alone a steam train in the middle of Bolivia.
And then the highlight of our day, the hotel. The Salt Hotel. It's on the edge of the salt flats and, of course, made from salt.
It's made of salt and bricks. Is this bricks? I don't know, it's made of salt.
yeah, it's made of salt. Let me just open this red light.
The room is made of salt.
Wow.
This hotel was incredible, and I've got a whole video on it if you want to check that out.
This whole room is made of salt. Salt, salt, salt. What a ridiculous place.
Kiran, there's only one way to prove that it's made of salt.
Maybe we'll do that in our own room. What do you think? Did you taste it?
It tastes more like dust than salt. Who has done this in your life that you lick the walls of any hotel you stay at? But it's a bit dusty sometimes.
I think it's the dusty that's getting to me more than the salt.
Did you try it?
No, I will try it later.
Later for dessert.
Now, tomorrow we had planned a sunrise trip to the salt flats, the climax of this whole of the last few days, to get that video view that I dreamed of. But the most incredible part of the Salt Hotel is that from the hotel you can just walk a few hundred meters outside, and we were just in time to catch the sunset on the edge of the flats.
I think this behind me has to be one of the craziest things I've seen, not just on this trip, but in my whole life. The sunset on the salt flats in Bolivia, and because the sun is setting on this mirror effect, you get two sunsets, one at the bottom, one on the top. You've got these crazy red and orange colours and the small cars driving on top of them. But if you think this is good, it's nothing compared to the ethereal views the next morning. So make sure you're subscribed to check out the journey onto the salt flats, the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life.